Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too, and let's crack on with today's first story. Much love guys. Now today's first story comes from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit, and it says, am I the arsehole for not wanting the puppy my boyfriend bought for my birthday present? For context, I, 27 female, have always had pet dogs, cats, even birds that fell from their nests. I also rescued and rehomed tons of animals, but I've never kept a male pet. My mum didn't like them because of the whole peeing everywhere thing, and I guess I just got used to only having girl pets. Plus, I love using my dogs like pillows, and I'll admit, the doggy boy parts that are always a little too present makes me uncomfortable. Anyway, I've had my dog, let's call her Luna, since I was 17. She's my baby and she 100% rules my life. She's not really friendly with kids, other dogs or most men, but she at least kinda likes my boyfriend, 31 male, of 2 years. So my birthday was a couple of weeks ago. My boyfriend told me he had a surprise, but it wasn't ready yet. Last Friday I came home from work and found him in my apartment with a 2-month-oldish German Shepherd male puppy that he bought, complete with a balloon tied to its collar that said, "Happy birthday." He smiled and said, "Do you like him? He's our new son." I was shocked. The only words that came out were, "Where's Luna?" He had locked my dog in the bathroom because she growled at the puppy. I was furious. We argued for about 2 hours. I told him to take the puppy back with him and not to come back, and he yelled at me some more and called me a misandrist before leaving because apparently not wanting male pets equals hating men. He also said I was weird for being uncomfortable around dog pee-pees. When I told my friends and family, everyone sided with me. However, my boyfriend keeps sending me videos of the puppy saying he doesn't know what to do with it since his apartment doesn't allow pets, especially one that would grow so much, and begging me to take it just until he finds accommodations. He says I owe him because he spent so much money on the puppy and was planning the puppy to live with me anyway. But I don't want the puppy. My current dog definitely wouldn't accept him, and in the videos I can already see how destructive he's becoming. On the other hand, the poor puppy is innocent in all this, and I should just suck it up and keep him with me until my boyfriend, we technically haven't broken up yet, finds somewhere else to take him. Also, the puppy represents everything I don't want in a pet. I feel like he just bought himself a dog but doesn't really want to take care of it, so he acted like the puppy was my birthday present. So am I the arsehole for refusing to accept the puppy? Should I just take him in for a while? Edit to clarify some things. Some people seem to think I'm obsessed with dog genitalia, and lol, I'm not. The issues with a puppy rank in are: 1. I don't want another dog because I have a dog. 2. I don't want to raise a puppy ever again. 3. I don't want to own a dog that was bought. 4. I don't like large breeds. 5. I don't want a male dog because I prefer female dogs. The only reason I included that I don't like dogs' penises is because I don't want to have that in my house. I don't lose sleep over it, but I prefer the smooth belly female dogs have. What I told my boyfriend was something along the lines of, "You disregard everything I believe in a pet, to the extent that you even bought a male dog when I told you it wasn't my intention to even own one." Then he called me weird and misandrist. That's the only reason I included that part in my post, but in my attempt to keep everything short, I didn't include all that. And for the people telling me to grow up and say penis, there it is. I wasn't sure if I was able to say that. My only knowledge of Reddit videos were on TikTok with bad gameplay of Subway service in the back, so there's that. If you want me to clarify something else, please let me know. And one, but not the only reason I don't particularly like male dogs is because my uncle had one male Rottweiler. Very aggressive, and one time at my grandma's house, he jumped me. I was like 5 or 6, and tried to hump my face with his red socket all out, and yes, it freaked me out. My grandma had to get rid of the dog after that. She had a large property in another city. That is where they took him, because nobody wanted their kids near the dog after that. So there is the backstory. Who are these people that wake up and think, you know what would make a great surprise? A commitment that takes daily care, training, and probably thousands of dollars in expenses. And like OP said, he bought himself a dog but didn't want all the work that went with it, the responsibility, and then disrespecting OP's current dog at the same time, locking it in the bathroom. Yeah, just be done with this dude. He's showing you who he is. But OP added some other comments and said she was attacked when she was a puppy. And since then, she doesn't like other dogs. She does like cats though. And we don't have any kids in my family, so there's that. I don't think I'm being weird about it because I don't really think about it. I think I made a mistake in my translation maybe. But my mum is the one that said all male dogs and cats do is pee everywhere. I've had my dog since I was 17 and I couldn't handle another one. So it's only been her and my sister girl cat too until I moved out, and it's only been us two. I never lived with a male dog, so I don't know if they pee everywhere or not. I wasn't planning on adopting any other dog anytime soon. I don't just really think about it that much. Opie also adds, when I got Luna, she was so little I had to wake up every 2 hours to feed her and give her meds. Luckily, I was on a break from school, so I had the time to do it all. And although it was worth it, I swore to never raise a puppy ever again. And he knows that story. Opie says, well, he called me a misandrist because I didn't like his boy dog, so yeah, but okay. I always thought he was just a little too eager or impulsive, but nothing this thoughtless before. He said we will work on their relationship with time, and he would get the puppy a crate. I never owned big dogs, so I don't know how that would work, but that sounded so sad too. Someone says if the boyfriend has a habit of making these decisions without her. Opie says never something this big. Maybe making plans without asking me, or when he bought the PS5 when it first came out, and then asked his dad to lend him money for his rent, but we talked about it. I thought it was all behind us. Opie also says nothing this big, but I always thought he was just impulsive when we were talking about making plans, and sometimes he just booked something like he liked better than my thing before talking to me. We led to arguments before, but I thought we resolved that. Opie says in another comment, to be honest, the fight was mostly about my dog being locked up in the bathroom for God knows how long because he refused to tell me. Opie also says I don't really put any weight on her. When I'm laying on my stomach, she comes to me and lay with her belly exposed so I can kiss and rub her belly. And I put my cheek ever so slightly on her belly. I don't think I'm going to be a good owner to a big dog, to be honest. I taught Luna some tricks and some sign language like come, wait, let's go, sit and things like that, but she was such an easy and expensive dog. I had so much free time because I was still in high school, but I don't think I can replicate my success at this stage in my life. I won't keep the puppy because I don't want a puppy. After raising Luna from a little potato, I realized how time consuming and demanding a puppy is. I was a teenager with lots of free time and it was still hard. All my animals get spayed as soon as the vet allows it, and even with some rescues my family and me cover the cost of it when we give animals for adoption, if it seems like the other person might not be able to do it. So I'm really pro spayed animals. My dog is old and has some health issues that the stress from a new dog would only worsen. Opie says it shocked me because I'm not the kind of people who would ever buy a dog. When we were on our first few dates, I literally got out of the car and into a drain because I saw a little orange kitten. I cut our date short and took the kitten to the vet. He called me the next day to say he was so moved by my love for animals. That's literally how we became official. So it baffles me he thought this was okay. Maybe he tried to use my love for animals against me. My main issue is that Luna required a lot of attention. She was spoiled rotten because of a rough start she had. She doesn't like other dogs in her house but tolerates them often in more public settings. She doesn't like pushy dogs that don't understand that she's just a retired old lady in the shape of a potato. And I really don't think I can handle such a young puppy ever again. In all honesty, I don't want a puppy or another dog in general, especially a large breed. I would have taken it even if it was female because I don't want another dog. A big breed at that, and my dog doesn't like other dogs. I thought it was important to mention it because he called me a misandrist. Kill shelters are not a thing here, and dumb as he is, he has a kind heart, so he wouldn't just throw a puppy out. So Opie comes in with an update and says didn't want to update before talking to both my therapist and a psychiatrist. So here we go. First of all, the puppy is fine. The day after my original post, my neighbor texted me around 2 p.m. because she heard loud noises from my apartment. She has a spare key. She and Luna are besties and often go on walks when she works from home. So she offered to check. Turns out puppy was inside and Luna was just sitting on the couch, glaring at the puppy like she was personally offended. I told my boss I had a family emergency and rushed home. My neighbor had been entertaining the puppy, but my apartment was trashed. She agreed to take the puppy for a few hours while I cleaned. I realized a lot of the mess didn't look like it was the puppy. Some of the papers seemed sheared and not a single teeth mark. I went to the building management and they showed me camera footage. my ex-boyfriend walking in with the puppy, staying 20 minutes and leaving. I had them remove him from the visitor list and they even offered to change my locks. I panicked a little and called my mum, who told me to either call my godfather or find a local shelter. My godfather said he'd call his friends, many of whom have large breed experience. Meanwhile, my neighbor brought the puppy back, tired from the park. Thank God, I'll admit. It was adorable. A few hours later, my godfather called to say one of his friends, a German Shepherd lover with 2 already, wanted to adopt him. The puppy's name is Kai now, and apparently my godfather's friend has a ton of experience training big breeds. As for my ex, I decided to call his mum because I still had him on block. If you guessed, he was jealous of Luna. He wanted to move in with me. He thought Luna wasn't manly enough and that a German Shepherd would make me see reason. You'll be correct. His plan was basically, I'd find 2 dogs too much work and I'd get over my obsession with Luna by leaving her with my mum. Yes, really. His own mum told him that she was disappointed and that she didn't raise him to be sneaky and selfish. I told him we were done and that Kai had already been rehomed to a loving family. He tried to get mad about me rehoming his dog, but reminded him that puppy was a gift. I could do whatever I want with him. I hugged her goodbye and haven't spoken to him since. I talked this through with both my therapist and psychiatrist. I talked to them about the whole situation and both agreed, separately, that having preference is not wrong as long as I'm not harming animals because of their sex. There's nothing wrong with not wanting them. Right now I'm at my mum's house with Luna, using some PTO to rest and recover. This whole thing was exhausting, but at least it ended with Kai in a good home and one less toxic boyfriend in my life. This is most likely my last post, but thank you all for giving me good advice and helped me see that the situation was not okay. Edit to clarify. It seems like my wish to make the post shorter. It seems like in my wish to make my post shorter, I deleted a part that was important to understand. I called my ex's mum and I told her a summary of what happened. She told me she was going to call him and tell him to come see her the next day. Then she let me know when he was with her so we could talk. After our discussion, I hugged her goodbye and left. Someone asked why nobody called the police on this. Opie said, I asked a couple of friends and they said I didn't have enough evidence. Although it's possible to file a report, it's going to be long and probably go nowhere anyway. I'm tired of him and honestly don't want to deal with any of this anymore. I can't prove he did it, but the way some of the papers were destroyed doesn't seem like something a puppy can do. I didn't let him stay over for long periods of time and he wanted to move in together, but I said that I would prefer to have my own bedroom then because I sleep with Luna and I guess that is the reason. Someone says about the hug she gave his mum and Opie says, I called her and went to her house the next day. I tried to update in the other sub, but my amount of characters was important. And someone asked what breed Luna is. Opie says her breed is dog. I think the word in English is mutt. She doesn't have any strong resemblance of any particular breed. I love that. Her breed is dog. Dog is dog. Dog is life. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And let's move on to another story. Now our next story comes from Active Top 53 from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit and says, Am I the arsehole for purposely missing meeting my sister's biological family? I'm 22 male and my sister is 28 female. So for context, my sister was adopted. Parents thought they couldn't conceive and then I was born. But my parents loved us both and whatever. Anyway, a few months ago my sister started meeting with her biological mum after tracking her down. I was there to meet with them for the first meeting and everything. My parents have been supportive and I've been supportive as well. At that first meeting, her biological mum brought her 2 daughters. They look a lot like my sister, and the older kid is 21, around my age. She hugged my sister and they cried and everything. They look alike and after talking they were able to point out like similar behavioral characteristics, etc. I'm nothing like my sister. We have different interests, etc., but we've been close. But when I was a kid, I used to annoy her a lot, and to be honest, I've done some messed up stuff to her. When I was 12, I pulled her earring and tore her earlobe. Didn't want to hurt her like that, but didn't want to mess with her. I used to force myself into any outings with her friends. I used to annoy her. I made fun of her a few times when she got bad grades in math, and she made fun of my English grades as well. I suck at writing. There's more messed up stuff we did to each other. Arguably, I was worse though, but I could go on and on. When I was around 14 to 15, We got chill and have been chill since. Also, I like video games, the gym, and the gun range. That's all I do. She likes outdoor and super social activities. Her biological sisters seem to be more in tune with her interests. I kind of feel like I've been a shit brother. I felt like I was an imposter. I've sat out 3 other meetings they had with them claiming I couldn't come home. I was busy with work, etc. I don't know how to talk about this with her because I have a super ironic relationship with her. She keeps it real with me, but I've never spoken non-sarcastic to her. Even when she said she would contact her biological family, I said, "Good, hope they take you off our hands." Haha. And we both laughed it off. Recently, she's begun to suspect something, I think. She asked me if I don't like them or something, or why I keep avoiding my family as a whole. I haven't been home in a few months either. I lied to her and said I'm actually busy. My mum keeps asking me about it too and tells me it's important to support her. I do support her, but it's like, I feel like she's better off with them. They never annoyed her growing up and stuff. I know it's a bit illogical, but I thought I was doing the right thing since I don't want her meeting them to be about me. I don't really get along with my dad, and my mum never intervenes when I argue with him. My sister has always stood up for me against him. She's the only one who gets me, so I don't want to lie to her, but I don't want to make this moment about me either. I thought I was doing the right thing. Anyway, sorry if this is messily written. I don't like thinking or talking about like deep shit much. I know you say you don't really talk to your sister other than like sarcastic stuff, but I think this is a great opportunity to do just that and say, you're concerned about being there and taking the spotlight away from her when it's her moment, etc. She clearly wants you there because she loves you. As you said, she's always stood up for you. So I think she wants you around for this, and she would absolutely love it if you were there, so you wouldn't be taking the spotlight, you'd be supporting her, and in a roundabout way would probably likely bring you closer together at the same time. Confused says, "No one's an arsehole here. Honestly, I would send this post to your sister. It sounds like you are struggling to tell her you regret how you treated her growing up, and you appreciate her as a sister. You wrote it really well here. Send this or something similar to her to help open the conversation up." I think that's a great idea. CP says, "I second this. This is actually a really sweet post. OP, you obviously love your sister. She obviously loves you and wants to involve you in this new part of her life. Her biological sisters didn't annoy her growing up, but they also didn't grow up with her. You two have thousands of memories together, inside jokes, special moments. Don't sell yourself short. It sounds like you were the typical annoying younger sibling, and you couldn't have been that annoying because she stayed close to you, and you've grown out of the little sibling tricks." Lake Caterpillar says this, "My brother annoyed the shit out of me regularly when we were growing up together, but he died 2 years ago, and part of me did too. No one else will ever know the things we knew about each other. Things that come from a shared lifetime. Jokes, milestones, trauma. You have that with your sister too. It sounds like she wanted you to meet her blood relatives because you matter to her. She doesn't want to cut you out of her life or replace you. Don't cut yourself out of her life because you feel guilty and got this idea in your head that she's better off without you. Just tell her you're sorry you were a shit so much and that you love her. It's okay if you want some distance as she adopts to knowing her bio family. But you are her family too." So OP did come in with an update 12 days later. It says, "I followed everyone's advice and thought about sending her a text or letter, but my dad unfortunately fractured his leg and had to stop by home to see him on Thursday. We don't have a speaking relationship, but my mum makes me still be a good son, and he lashes out at my mum if I don't play the part. My sister was there, since my dad and I don't talk to each other face to face and only talk through her or my mum. Anyway, afterwards my dad sat on the couch to watch TV, and I had some dinner with my sister. She just said it's been a long time since we've seen each other and asked if everything was okay and why I've been avoiding her. I don't know why it happened or what happened, but for some reason I started crying and kind of just told her everything. It all just spilled out. Not just that, but other issues I've been having in life in general as well. A little embarrassing, but to be honest, I just haven't seen her since January. She started crying too and assured me I'll always be family, and my mum cried too. My dad got pissed off and made a comment about how men don't cry, knobhead, and that mum and sister are spoiling me by letting me cry. Same shit he normally did growing up. This time my mum joined my sister and they both yelled at him, told him to fuck off essentially. He got angry and picked up his crutches and hopped to the neighbor's house, his friend. Anyway, I don't know why, but that helped a lot. I took off from work and my sister did too, and we spent all of Friday chilling. She wanted me to come to her biomum's husband's birthday on Saturday if I was cool with it. I was, and I went there and met them again. Cool coincidence. Her biomum's husband's sister was my professor back in college. I TA'd for her and she was my mentor. So I spent most of the time there catching up with her and taking grad school and career advice from her. And she said she knew someone at my dream company I want to work for and told me to contact her again when I graduate since I already know her and we're confusingly family now. My sister was glad I had a good time, and my mum did too. Dad sat it out since he was injured. When I had to leave to come back, my sister cried again and made a huge scene. Made me promise to never ignore my family like that again. I'm home now, and I think I'll continue stopping by home once every 2 weeks or so like I did before anything. Anyway, yeah, not a huge update or anything, but it's cool. I told my sister I would show up to her meetings with them sometimes, but not every time because it's still awkward for me. She said she's okay, that she just wanted them and me to know each other a bit. So yeah, it's all kinda chill now. All it took was me crying like a child and being sappy. I'm never living that down. Table No says, glad to hear it's a happy update. All the best for your future career and with your family. As for your dad, he can kick rocks. Ooh, we ain't had a kick rocks in a while. And Raina says, with an injured leg. Depressed says, not a huge update. This is great, my guy. You opened up to your sister and had a heartfelt conversation. Great job. And I was glad that they went in the end and they was able to bond together as brother and sister just that bit more. But that dad in this situation, gee bloody whiz. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here today, getting involved in those stories, your love, your support, your time. It always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.